KUWTK season 18 episode 5. So we start off the episode with the entire family. They're all together for Kendall's birthday. Everyone is there looking nice, and it was so nice to see Rob. I was literally so happy, like I almost cried when I saw him, because like I told you guys before, it's been a minute since I've actually like really been into this show like that, but I can't tell you the last time that I saw him. So for me to see him on this episode, it literally, like, I got so emotional. And then Courtney, you know, she didn't come to play. She had the girls up, sitting up right, and I was like, oh, okay. So after the birthday party scene, we move right into Kim. She's at a Skims photo shoot. So she's at the photo shoot with a friend of hers that she's known since literally elementary school, and she's talking to her about the surprise that she wants to give her mother for her birthday. She actually got in contact with the owner of their old house, the person that currently owns it. She got in contact with them to rent the house out for the day, just to be there, to go around the house, to have lunch and everything like that. Kim also points out that that was her mom's favorite house. So that's just a very important detail that she bothered to pay attention to. And she said that she's also going to rent the exact car she had at the time when she had that house. And her friend just laughs with her. She said, that would be great. It's a good thing you're rich, which that helps, you know, the gifts are a lot better when you're rich. Moving on to the next scene, we have Khloe. She's at the doctor's office. She's going through with the process of freezing her eggs, and her doctor, of course, just explains the procedure to her, how it's going to go. He tells her there's a difference between freezing eggs and freezing embryos, which I myself didn't know. I didn't think you could freeze an embryo, but because I've only heard of freezing eggs. So with that, he's saying, you know, we just have to make sure we get it at the right time of the month. Not only that, you can only freeze mature eggs. So now we have Kim and Khloe. I think it was Courtney too, or maybe it was just Kim and Khloe. They were sitting down. Cory's birthday is coming up. Cory is, you know, Kris Jenner's boo thing. His birthday is coming up, and Khloe makes it known that she definitely wants to kind of give back to him as much as he's done for the entire family. How much happiness he's brought Kris. They definitely feel the obligation to kind of give back to him in a way. And then they also reflect back on season 17, where it was a very ugly situation between Cory, Scott, and Courtney, and how they choose to discipline their children. And that was just really ugly. It was basically Cory saying that if, you know, one of their kids were to, you know, scratch him or hit him or something, that he would whoop their ass. And you know what we mean when we say that. We mean we gonna get a belt, we gonna get a switch, we gonna find the nearest thing to tear your little butt up. But, you know, of course, maybe Scott, he might not have taken it that way. He doesn't know. He probably, I don't know, maybe he was whooped as a kid, maybe he wasn't, so he doesn't necessarily know. He doesn't necessarily know what that means, but he probably took it as like, I'm going to black her eye, I'm going to slap her, I'm going to... No, like that's not what we mean when we say we gonna whoop a child's ass. We're talking about we gonna get a switch, we gonna get a belt, they gonna get tapped on their behind. So it is now Kris's birthday. They're at the Beverly Hills Hotel. We have family, friends. They're all gathered in the hotel lobby waiting for Kris to arrive. And when she finally does, that's when Kim hands out the invitations to everyone. Everyone thinks that the party or the surprise or whatever is at the hotel. And Kim says, we are not going to be here for the day. Open up your invitations. She opens up the invitation, and immediately Kris, like, she immediately starts crying. And I kind of got emotional because I'm like, because I knew it was coming. I knew, obviously, Kim said it earlier in the episode, so I already knew. I was just waiting for her reaction. And then she cried, and I kind of low-key cried a little bit, because it's just so sweet that she would bother to, you know, pay attention to, you know, the details of, you know, going back to where it all started, and just wanting to feel that connection again of being at home. Kim, she made everyone aware that it's not going to be at the hotel. They're going to go to the house, and she didn't buy the house. She said, I did not buy the house, but we're going to be at the house for the day. We're going to just take a tour of the house, how it looks now, and we're going to have lunch on the tennis court. Everyone around cried. Another detail that she did not pay attention to, somebody else had to tell her, was that the invitation was an exact replica of their kitchen wallpaper at the old house. That's another thing that made her tear up even more, because she just to see how much detail Kim bothered to put into the invitation. Chris said that was so sweet. When they walked out of the hotel lobby, Kim had the cars there. She had the Mercedes, she had the station wagon right there waiting to pick them up. They took a few pictures first, and then they headed on their way. I think Kim was also the one to decide that the crew was not gonna follow them. She said that the family that currently is there, they are not the type of people that would, you know, want to be on TV or anything like that. So she respected their wishes and was just grateful that they let her come back in to see the house as it is now. Chris just said in the confessional that her kids are very sweet, and Kim said that she went into Chris's closet because that's all they did as a kid. That's all they did as children, was go in their mother's closet and play dress up. And she said, I just closed myself in there and I cried because it just looked exactly the same. It was exactly how we left it. So we move on. We have Chris, Khloe, and Kim sitting at the table. They're having lunch together, and Chris brings up Cory's birthday. So she's like, I really want to do something special for him. I want to throw a party in Palm Springs. They have to now come up with an excuse, you know, because they're trying to plan something too. So Khloe says, I have my egg retrieval. I'm not gonna be able to make it. Kim says, yeah, I have a photo shoot. I can't come. And so Chris now has an attitude. She's like, oh, well, so much for that, great. And then you see Khloe, she kind of looks down with her fork in her plate, smirking like, little does she know we already got some up our sleeve. Kim, Khloe, and Courtney, they are all at a photo shoot for their new fragrance collaboration. And Kim said that she loves this because this is an opportunity for them to all come together again, just enjoy each other's company. But she did get a call from Erin Haney and Jessica Jackson, who are the attorneys that she's working with. As we all know, Kim is going to law school, so she's working under two attorneys, which are the ladies that I just named, with Cut 50 to work with social justice reform. So a gentleman by the name of Rodney Reed was convicted of a murder of a young woman, and Kim is working to plead his case with the governor to extend his date of execution for another 30 days. But at this point, they're doing everything they can before the original 30 days is up, which is literally right around the corner. And Kim is just really trying to get that extension so that they can actually do the investigation thoroughly with the new evidence to, again, plead his case. But you know what's something that I found funny? Kim said that they didn't bother to check the evidence. I'm sorry, the DNA. If the answer is literally right there in the DNA, why not just check the DNA? Why refuse to check DNA? And that could solve literally everything. So moving on to the next scene, they reflect on Rob's birthday party as a kid. Again, I'm emotional because I haven't seen Rob in a minute. So this is actually Dream's birthday party they're at. She has this cute little cake. She's standing up on the kitchen counter, and all the family's there. Her and Cory actually share the same birthday. You know, obviously she's little, she doesn't know, she doesn't care right now, but her and Cory share the exact same birthday, so they're really celebrating together at Rob's house. Kim and Khloe are off by their lonesome, having some conversation about, again, what they're doing for him for his birthday, like bigger than just this little get together. And Rob comes over and he says, are you guys gonna go to the surprise dinner at Kylie's house? And they're like, what are you talking about? It's like, yeah, they're having a surprise dinner and then they're gonna go roller skating. And she's like, they're like, no, you're lying. And he was like, no, Bible. And when he said Bible, I was like, finally, finally, like this is the Kardashian thing. The Kardashians, they say Bible. They put everything on Bible. So I've been waiting on this since episode 1. I was expecting it on 2. I was like, okay, maybe they're gonna say it on 3, 4. No Bible. But we finally got it, and I'm very happy. It came from Rob. Kim then explains to Rob, she's like, well, great, we're gonna seem like, you know, total assholes because we're not going, but they don't know that we have this trip already planned to go to Napa. Rob is just like, Khloe's just like, they'll figure it out later. They'll get it later. It doesn't matter. Just let them go and we'll be good. So now we are at Kendall's house. We have, of course, Kendall, Kourtney, and Khloe. They are all sitting down in the front room at Kendall's house, and Kourtney compliments Khloe on her nails, and she says, oh my gosh, are you gonna keep those for a long time? And then Khloe, her quick-witted self, is like, are you gonna keep your beautiful attitude all the time for a long time? And I was just like, oh my gosh, here she go again, being funny, trying to trigger her. Like, she's doing good, she got a smile on her face. Khloe, stop being funny. Khloe is explaining the whole process to them, what she's gonna have to go through with these injections of the hormones. Of course, she said she's gonna have to do it over the course of 5 days. For some reason, Kendall thought that, I guess, Khloe just picked some random man out of a catalog to say, yeah, I want his sperm. And she was like, can I see a picture of the donor? And at the same time, Khloe was like, it's Tristan. And she was like, oh, well, okay. And Khloe was like, yeah, like, what did you think? You thought I was gonna get a man from a random catalog? Then she says, you know, I actually talked to Tristan right after the appointment, and the doctor said that they would have to, like, he would actually have to sign papers saying that he is strictly the sperm donor, which is crazy because obviously if he's the father of True, you know, you would think in this scenario where he isn't a random stranger, why would he still have to sign paperwork saying that he's a sperm donor? That's very weird. And then Kourtney chimes in. She's just like, well, mine are just frozen. I don't have a donor. Moving right along, we have Kim. She is at a beauty commercial shoot with J-Lo. She has this bright green face mask on her face, and she's talking to one of the people in the back, I guess. When the commercial plays out, that'll be J-Lo talking, but she's talking to the guy behind the camera playing her role in the commercial, and she gets a call from, again, the 2 ladies, the attorneys representing Cut 50, and she actually speaks to Mr. Reed directly this time to basically just inform him what's going on, to keep him in the loop of what's going on, what their gameplay is, to talk to the highest person in power that they can to get that extension on his date of execution. Kim was just so eager to talk to him, and she said, you know, whatever she can do, she's more than willing to open her schedule to come down there and talk to whoever she needs to talk to. So now we are getting to the surprise, the second surprise of the episode, which is Cory's trip to Napa. So everyone is boarding the plane, the private plane. We have Kourtney, Kim, Khloe, Rob. He gets on the plane and he's like, why these colors? The colors were blue and white. And then Khloe explains to him that Cory likes the Cowboys, so that's why the streamers are blue and white all over the airplane. They have blue and white donuts, of course alcohol, other things. It's just decked out, it's nice. And so Kim, of course, she's trying to find a reason, an excuse, come up with a lie to get Cory and Chris to come to the plane. Kim calls Chris and she's like, hey mom, so I'm here with Kanye and he's looking at some planes that he wants to buy for Christmas. I'm not sure, like, I kind of need your help. I would really love you and Cory's help if you guys can just come up here right quick. And Chris was like, oh no, I think, you know, he would have better judgment on that. But she was like, I would like, you know, just both of y'all's input. And she was like, okay, I'll be there. Just give us like half an hour and we'll be there. So they pull up in the Range Rover, pull up, walk up in the plane, and Kim goes, surprise, we're taking you to Napa for your birthday. And I just thought that was so cute how she said that, and he was just so grateful. He gave Courtney a hug and Kim and Khloe a hug and everyone a hug, and said that he really liked it. First thing, of course, he gets to is the liquor, and Khloe was like, good job, 11 in the morning. Kris, she's just scatterbrained. She's like, wait a minute, we don't have any clothes with us. And Khloe was like, Matthew packed your bags like he always does. That's your assistant. He packed your bags for you. You're good. They get to the vineyard. They have a 2-day itinerary already planned out. And as soon as they get on the chairlift, Khloe's like uneasy. She's like, get me off this thing. We know she is a stallion, so you know it's a little weight, it's a little wagging on there on that chairlift, and we don't want it to fall. So she was like, yeah, I'm ready to get off here. Hurry up and get me where we gotta go. The first thing they do is the wine tasting. The wine that they had was Iridium, if I'm pronouncing that correctly, and the waitress, she made it known, this is the wine that we pour at the Grammys. I said, ooh, okay. They're tipsy, they're feeling good. Khloe's like, I dare you, Kris. I dare you to go give somebody a compliment. So she gets up, she goes to this random girl, and she's just excited. She's like, oh my God, Kris Jenner. And it's the funniest thing ever. And then Khloe and Courtney get up and they go to someone else's table and they offer up their bottles of wine to that table. They pour their glasses for them, just being very sweet. And then they come back together, sit down, and she's like, oh, that wasn't that bad, was it? So when they get up to go to the next spot on the vineyard, Kris is like, make sure you watch your coat, Khloe. And she's like, oh, you watch your coat. And then as soon as she said something back to her mama, boop, cup fall, the glass fell over. And she was like, oh shit, don't nobody talk to me, don't look at me, keep walking. Like, yeah, because your mama just told you to watch out and you didn't want to listen. Now we are in the car with Khloe, Courtney, and Kim. Khloe's in the back. We revisit the topic of her eggs, what she wants to do. And I think at this point Courtney's low-key kind of over talking about it. She's like, what is the rush? Why are you doing it right now? Khloe just makes it known to her, you know, Tristan is on board with whatever I choose to do. While they're having their conversation, Kim is in her seat. She's talking to the attorney about, you know, the date again of Mr. Reed's execution, and as far as when they're going to be scheduled to go see him. She was notified that she got the clearance from her attorney to visit him. The attorney told her, we are going to go see him Friday, and then he's scheduled to be executed on Tuesday. So she's really kind of nervous, kind of freaked out a little bit because the date is right around the corner. And she's like, okay, how can I make this trip better? What do I need to do? And the attorneys just advise her, you know, just be as comforting as you can, be as positive as you can in talking with him, getting to know him, and, you know, the full story behind everything. Just be as positive as you can, and that will make things a lot better. When they mentioned the state that she was going to, I was like, oh yeah, they ain't playing. They're going to Texas. I'm like, I've heard things about Texas. I've heard about them and their laws, execution, stuff like that. I heard Texas is one of those states, the main state. They do not play when it comes to anything you do law-wise. They're not giving no mercy. Now we are back at the vineyard. We are at Del Dodo, I think that's how you pronounce it, the Del Dodo vineyard. Khloe says that this is their main, like their go-to vineyard when they go out to Napa to have a good time. Kris said, I'm gonna go from right to left. Like, she's ready to drink, she's ready to have a good time, feel herself. And Khloe's like, you just have at it, girl, you just go ahead. She literally cannot talk. Kris cannot talk. She's a little words are just stumbling, she can't. And Khloe's like, get it together. So they're walking around, seeing other parts of the area, and Kris is literally just laughing randomly. I guess that's the type of drunk she is. The silly drunk, the playful drunk, the one that does too much over the top. But she's literally like, and I'm just like, and of course Khloe is egging her on, thinking it's funny, making her look silly as hell. And Cory is just like, he just chilling. He like, okay, I'm gonna let her do what she want to do, but Khloe is getting a kick out of this. After they conclude that they are now in a more intimate setting with Kim, Kourtney, Khloe, Kris, and Cory, and on the wall it said happy birthday Cory. It was so cute. They're all sitting at the table, and then Khloe just asked Cory, she said, Cory, what's been the highlight of your year so far? And he says, you know, really just contributing to your mother's happiness, which is of course the right thing to say, you know, with all her children sitting there. But no, that was really sweet though. He said really just contributing to your mother's happiness, and a trip here was actually on my bucket list. And then Khloe goes, check. Like, I don't know if they knew that already, but it would be pretty dope if they didn't know, and then it just happened to have been a coincidence that they took him to the one place that's on his bucket list. Then Cory says, y'all gotta do something. Y'all gotta do one thing for me. Gets his phone out, it's like, y'all gotta groove with me. And Kim was like, oh no, I'm not dancing. I'm not doing it. So he cuts on the music anyway, and Khloe is just like, come on, Kim. I thought it was really sweet that Kim got up anyway with Cory. They held hands, did a little 1-2 step. He spun her around. Kourtney and Khloe, they're doing their little disco moves or whatever. Just, it was really just chill, cool. It wasn't like all out and extra. It was literally just the most intimate moment, one of the most intimate moments of the episode. Everyone else is sitting back down. Kris is up dancing, and Khloe says, oh my gosh, mom, that camel toe is so severe, it's offensive. Like, no, it's really wild. We had our little vacation. We're back to real life now. So Kim is handling her business. She's en route to Houston, Texas to meet with Rodney Reed. We have Khloe. She is getting the surgery done for sure, but she says that she wants to see how many eggs that she has before they actually go through with the process, before they decide the number of eggs. Her and Tristan are just in a very strange transitional period right now, but I'm very happy that they're able to work through that and do what's in the best interest of, you know, true having a sibling and having the exact, you know, same mom and dad. So Kim is on the phone as she's in the car after everything is done, and she explains to Khloe that he did get issued an indefinite stay of his execution, which is wonderful. So she's in the car. They're actually in the driveway of McDonald's, and of course her assistant, her driver, whoever's in the front seat, they're ordering the drinks for them. And I think the people in McDonald's, they knew who it was. They heard her voice already, so they knew. Pulling up to the window, they said, do you have a famous person in the back? And he was like, yeah, maybe. The driver was like, yeah, maybe. It's like, if you give us an extra McFlurry for free, we'll let you see her. And then Kim said, with extra Oreos, please. She kind of screamed it, and then she said, let the window down, roll the window down. And so they rolled the window down, and they literally screamed. Everyone in that McDonald's, they was screaming. And this old lady, she's probably the manager. She probably was the manager. The oldest lady that was in there, she said, I watch you all the time, Kim. I love you. I thought it was so funny. And then everybody pulled out their phones, you know, updating their Snapchat, their Insta story, just taking pictures. And she's like, I just love you. And Kim is like, I love you too. She's eating her ice cream as she's saying, she's like, I love you too, thank you. But that's just really sweet, you know. She could have been an asshole. She could have been rude. She could have just been like, oh my God, I'm so tired and ready to get off my feet. Can you just hand me my McFlurry so I can go? Like, she could have done that, but she didn't. She was super sweet and, you know, humble and being appreciative for, you know, the people that are fans of her. So Khloe calls Tristan and she explains to him that she has 12 eggs total, 7 matured, and the other 5 matured on their own, and they matured the fastest. So the doctor is definitely going to go with those solid 5. They're going to try to do the 12, but they're definitely going to focus on the 5 that matured on their own and the fastest. And Tristan is very happy to hear that. He's very excited to hear that, and Khloe informs him that she's thinking about doing the 2nd round. And with the 2nd round, she wants to do the embryos. And of course, he's all on board with that. He's happy about it. He wants his family back. He wants to extend the family. So of course, why would he be against that? He also makes it a thing to tell her, you know, whatever makes you comfortable, whatever you're safe with, you know, I'm good with that too. And she said that I'm just happy to be in such a blessed position to be able to do this, and basically sharing the same gratitude to say thank you for doing this, so that, you know, we can expand our family again, even though they're in that weird transitional period of, I don't want you back, I want you back, I want to extend this family, but you're still in the doghouse. In between all of that, you know, they're still working through it and trying to expand the family so that True has a sibling. And then he starts taking screenshots of her. You know, you on FaceTime, people love to screenshot you when you looking a mess, but he kept screenshotting her, and she's like, you know, I can see when you're doing that, right? He's like, yeah, I know, it makes you smile, that's why I'm doing it. And so she starts blushing. She's like, oh my God, stop. And then she turns the phone away and she's like, really, stop. And that will conclude season 18, episode 5. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and also share with someone you know that watches the Kardashians. Let them know somebody's keeping up with the tea, enjoying the episodes, and enjoying the season thus far. And I will see you in the next one.